contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the World Heavyweight
Podcast.
Nerd! Nerd!
Entering the ring at this time, your tag team champions of the podcast world, Howard Farewell. But we're just waiting for the wheels to fall off. Yes, 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 yes. Because it was forming this pool of dark blackness in my soul. Josh Rivera.
God does not want this podcast to happen.
You happy I brought my shovel to bury this segment?
What station is it again? Who gives a fuck?
Yabba dabba, shut the fuck up.
The World Heavyweight Podcast. Magic. Here we go.
From Concord, California, comes the most stylish, elegant, bewitching, eternally beguiling, continuously charismatic,
Suspended.
and fantastically fascinating woman to appear
Released.
in this or any arena. All red, everything herself.
Replaced.
Eva Marie
Still.
has been delayed due to traffic and will be...
Welcome again, folks, to the World Heavyweight Podcast. I am Howie Farrell. That over there, Josh Rivera. How are you doing, Josh?
Doing great. I had a great weekend.
Yeah. Unlike some people that used to work for this company.
No, not everyone had a
for
great
the
weekend.
WWE. Excuse me, this company. Nobody works for this company.
She was dead to us for months. I don't know what you're getting at.
Well,
It's like when they released Kali, we heard about him like, wait, he's still collecting a check?
like, why are you still here? I thought we asked you to go months ago. Oh, no, we just fixed the problem. We've just taken, he's not going to receive pay. So
It'll work itself out. Yeah.
at the WHPC on Twitter, Facebook.com/World Heavyweight Podcast, WorldHeavyweightPodcast.podbean.com. If you enjoy the show, we would really greatly appreciate any 5-star review you would like to give us. And then tell your friends
Reviews,
that this show
spread the
is
word.
right here.
Cold hard cash is good, too.
Yeah, we like that. Don't get me wrong. Lots to talk about. Eva Marie, yes. Yes, unfortunately. Eva Marie is no longer with the WWE. I have no idea. You know what? Like you said, she was dead. She was dead to us for months. Really? This is official now? We kind of assumed you were out of here. Well, what did you say before? Something about, like, we found your replacement?
Yeah. And that replacement's Lana, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think a lot of people are quite... Twitter definitely doesn't quite understand what's going on with that storyline. This woman is delusional.
Well, we'll get to that. But because we have a lot of things to talk about this week. Because we're going to start off. Summerslam is right around the corner, and things are really solidifying in
No,
the
they're not.
term.
They're
well,
falling apart.
for
They're falling apart on Raw.
For certain places, things are starting to become a little interesting. I'm finding that the women's division, even though they've got their issues with Bayley getting hurt and everything, actually feels like it's slightly more interesting. But SmackDown is getting their stuff together. But there's even bigger news from outside of the world of WWE. There's a lot of cool things that happened this week. The Mick Foley, Joey Ryan interaction had the Twitter world all aflutter. I thought it was hilarious.
It's great every time.
But we also have New Japan.
Yeah. They're
Going into their G1 finals, which is looking very, very interesting. And if we didn't see this from the get-go, well, that's stupid on us. Wrestle Circus happened this... Oh, no, we'll get to Wrestle Circus. This is Progress is happening this weekend. We've managed to get our tickets to that, so I didn't think we were going. And then you showed me the tweet saying that Evie was going to be there. I'm like, well, shit, I've got to go now.
Dakota Kai.
Yeah.
Hit it right.
I'm sorry. Well, that's what it'll take me a minute. It'll take me a minute. But first, the neat little independent show that you saw over the weekend was Wrestle Circus. Free on Twitch. Is it, Twitch.tv/Wrestle Circus?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
Subscribe over to them. They do some video game streaming and stuff too when they're not just running replays of all their previous shows. And you can donate to them directly on the channel itself and watch their shows for free. Give them some support. But if you'd like to tell us what happened from Wrestle Circus.
Yeah, I took notes this weekend. Let's see, where's my notes? Yeah,
It's a kind of a crazy show.
You described it as
it's very Chikara.
very Shakar-esque.
But it fits with like the theme. They're going for imagine a wrestling promotion put on by a circus.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what you're getting. And it's ridiculous.
You see that with the booking, with the name of the titles, Lady of the Ring, Ringmaster is the like their world championship. They have the tag team titles. Front to back, a great show. I jumped in like in the near the beginning. Well, it turns out in this show that their champion Shane Strickland decided to double book himself, so he wasn't there that night. He was in
Whoops.
He was in Jersey at a CZW show getting bamboo spikes shoved in his scalp. That must have been fun. Count me out on that every time. So instead So instead, they booked a Ring of Honor World Title, which was really cool. I got to see. Main event was Cody Rhodes versus Scorpio Sky.
Mm-hmm.
The best. You had
a couple of matches that I believe commentary told the crowd. Oh, I assure you, folks, you are not high.
Yes, absolutely. they had at one point like I think it was a handicap tag match that they set up with Ethan Page and his lackey. I forgot it. It was Jay something.
Yeah, but against Super
a
Beetle,
Space Monkey, a Super Beetle, and a gentleman with a soft belly.
Correction, that is Space Monkey.
That's what I said.
No, not a Space Monkey. That is the.
Oh, shut up!
Space
I'm
Monkey.
telling you the story. You don't tell me the story.
I know
all right?
who Space Monkey is, and everybody should because he's Space Monkey and he wrestles. And where else can you go see the Space Monkey wrestle with Super Beetle? Super Beetle actually got voted in via social media, I believe. Some stupid shit like that.
I know, you're telling me that. Apparently, you're telling the story now, so yeah.
And then, was it Jarvis?
Jarvis Cottonbelly.
Yeah. Who I think is definitely a Chikara character. It's just the most ridiculous fucking show.
They absolutely needed that match too, because the one they had before that was a Lady of the Ring number one contender, which halfway through literally fell apart. There was a verbal disagreement amongst the ladies in the ring, and they to the point where it was no selling, and then it's just like no, we're doing that. Roll up 1, 2, 3. Former champ Rachel Ellering just storms off like this is bullshit. I don't know what the hell happened there.
That was just part of the match. That was the match. It was like,
that was the match. They were supposed to have a match for number one contender, and I'm guessing Ellering was not going over, so the other chick told her, "Hey, we got to wrap this up."
They had like a real shoot disagreement in the ring.
Yeah, that was a shoot disagreement in the ring where they literally
on the finish or something.
I don't know. They just wrapped it up right after that. They had a disagreement. They said, "All right." They sorted out. They literally roll up 1, 2, 3 left, and that was it. And there was some definitely some crowd was none too pleased with that result. It was like, what the fuck was that? Let's all pretend that didn't happen. Get loud and obnoxious in here. Gotta get them talking again. It's just like, play me out, Charlie. The bit went.
Other neat little things from Wrestle Circus.
Leva Bates is feuding with Sami Callihan because he didn't like her cosplay of him last show. He showed that by repeatedly kicking her in the face.
Of course.
Of course he doesn't. He doesn't like it.
Well, of course that's what happened. Of course they're in a feud over that.
The tag team titles are on the line. RPG Vice defended against Adam Cole, baby, and Britt Baker, and they won.
Really?
They took the titles off of Trent and Rocky, that's right. It's still the combination I'm going with. Couldn't think for a second. I was like, wait, who's in that tag team again?
You know that really popular team from New Japan?
Yeah.
Monkey Vice.
Hey! I saw them call it quits last month at the G1 special.
I still haven't seen that match. Unfortunately,
Still haven't seen that match.
I'm
Get
busy.
on
I'm
it.
doing 5 shows a week now.
Get on it.
I'm trying, but I have a lot of work to do.
Look. If you told me you haven't seen every single G1 match
Fine.
up until now,
Fine.
that's okay, because there's been like 16 nights.
There's been a lot of them.
16 shows. Totally
Yeah.
understandable at that point. So, yeah, Wrestle Circus, great show. Check it out.
And then speaking of the G1.
Sorry, one last thing. I almost forgot. They also, this time, they actually held a charity raffle at the end of the show where Cody auctioned off the boots he wore that night and when he won the ROH titles. And the proceeds, all of it, went to Austin No Kill Shelter.
Oh, cool. Good
And
for them.
along with all the tip money, too, that went on the Twitch channel went to that. So, yeah, a good thing that's done with the tip money that some people bitched about for no goddamn reason.
Twitter bitches a lot for no reason at all. Like, well, if we're going to go to Twitter bitching about things, one was I remember seeing the Leo Rush GIF thing that people were freaking the fuck out about
Where
over
he
this weekend.
sold a pile driver through a table off a ladder.
Yeah, on Twitter there was a
If
GIF.
all you saw was a GIF, that makes sense.
If you, I'm sure you can find it. It's like a Leo Rush match where he gets pretty much pile driven through a table off of a ladder and no sells the shit out of it. Just like
right back up.
Nope. And I'm back. It makes no sense.
Of course.
In any way, shape, or form. But I don't know the context.
That's like every tweet we've ever seen or completely who knows what happened before this, but this is the moment. And that's what people, there is some complaints about it.
And,
And
then everybody that's like all the other nerds were sitting there just going, no, look at this. And they all point to, I guess it's Animal or Hawk or one of the guys from Legion of Doom getting pile driven and just rolling right out of it and staring the guy back in the face. Except it looks like he's pretty much going, fuck you, I'm not doing business with you. Where Leo Rush is, it looks like, knowing what I've seen in that guy's stuff, it's like, no, they're trying to, that's
from the
part
angle,
of the story.
But if you see his face, he's definitely in character. It's part of the story. If you saw anything that happened up until then, it might have made sense.
The amount of times that we've seen somebody no-sell something because it's a part of the show, part of it, where, especially in the strong style stuff, when we're seeing New Japan, when you've got guys like Ishii or Hanma or...
And plus, that audience reaction wasn't, ooh, what is he, killing the business? No, it was, oh my God, you can't keep this guy down.
Exactly.
That was the whole point of it,
And that's another
folks.
the thing that made its rounds over this week, if you pay attention to things on Twitter. Mick Foley showed up to a show.
Yeah.
And it was Sacco versus Joey Ryan's dick. Like, Mick Foley went to go do the Sacco mandible claw, but Joey Ryan jumps up and puts his dick right in Mr. Sacco's face, and then does his whole test of strength with dick thing.
Listen, Dick Money is the new headlock dive. That's really what it is. Joey Ryan is getting paid to suplex people with his dick, hence Dick Money.
And not a single person wasn't cheering during that entire sequence. The entire crowd was losing their minds because Mick Foley is getting flipped over by another man's dick.
No.
Are you kidding me? Come on.
Did you see the full version? Not only did that happen, but a bunch of hands around the ring also got in.
Yeah. I saw that
and the first flex was like a shockwave where everybody but Mick was thrown out of the ring.
When the big man, like a Brock Lesnar or something, is being held down by like 4 other guys, and he goes, "Rah!" And
he went full Saiyan, right? Or whatever it is.
Super Saiyan.
Super Saiyan, that's what it is. God damn it. Nerds. Just went Super Saiyan at a shockwave. It's just the classic, you're killing the minute business, but everybody in this video is having the time of their life.
Greatest time ever.
Greatest time ever.
And it just, people are...
It's not, and it wasn't like to further support that argument, it wasn't a pool hall of 50 people.
Yeah, there was
it was National Stadium in Ireland that holds 2,200, and it was sold out.
Yeah, man.
full capacity building, losing their minds, having a great time.
Yeah.
If you got a problem with that, then you got to relax,
Yeah.
old man.
You know what we say? Tranquilo.
It's just sounding like an old timer. And anytime anybody
It's
really
just-
argues, now that's not even. I understand safety arguments. That's not even safety.
It's just
That was
people
just a
don't. I don't know. It's everything's subjective. You either like it or
Yeah.
you don't. But some people are more traditionalists, and people
This-
it's like
here's the
but it-
test. If you get to meet Joey Ryan and he says, "Touch my dick," and you grab his dick and he suplexes you, are you gonna sell it or not? Yeah, you're gonna sell it. Yeah, you're gonna sell it.
Yeah, exactly. Like if your friend goes to give you the stunner, are
Yeah.
you gonna sell it or are you gonna be a dick?
If Joey goes, "Here's your change," and then he grabs my hand and puts on his dick, I'm gonna be like, "Ah, it's got me! Get it off!" Because that's what you do.
Yeah, no, I agree. And yeah, like what was it? You told me I think one time if I ever kick you in the gut and you no sell me on a stunner, I'll kill you.
I did tell you that once.
Like I'll punch you for real.
You sure it wasn't? No, it was a chops. It was,
Something like that. Yeah, no, but
Yeah.
I'll sell. Like no, if you kicked me in the gut to start giving me, I'll sell it. Like you know what comes after the stunner. Lean forward and flip the fuck back. if you're dumb,
if we're on concrete, then obviously make it the lamest bump you've ever done.
right, but
You can
bump it. You can bump a stunner.
You could trumpet
You
at that point.
You don't
that's
have
fine.
you don't have to be Rusev at WrestleMania selling it, but
Oh, yeah,
still.
absolutely.
But if you're ever Rusev at WrestleMania and Stone Cold kicks you in the gut, you sell the shit out of that stunner.
And he did.
And that's probably one of my favorite stunners ever. Is just Rusev getting stunnered at Mania and just seeing.
And then
that
he tells
body
everybody afterwards Stone Cold actually hit him in the face, and he will never listen to his podcast ever again.
Moving on, we definitely have to hit the G1 because the G1's running into its final weekend, folks. There's been look. The top four in the G1 are Tetsuya Naito and Tanahashi in Block A. They are tied at 12 points going into
Wow.
their final match.
Wow.
And then you have Okada, your world champion, and Kenny Omega at 13 and 12 respectively because Okada, instead of winning outright, had a draw to Suzuki. And apparently you said one of the most crazy matches you've seen.
Absolutely. A classic JR slobber knocker. They're kicking the shit out of each other. Just the strikes to the face. At one point, it's about 5 minutes of head trauma. It's bad. It's like
He is a salty individual, that Suzuki.
like you know how you've seen some family fist fight each other? It's like that. It's uncomfortable, but you can't stop but watch. It's like, no, I want to see this go.
So what that does is all four of them have one match against each other left in the block region.
Make or break.
No shit. If you looked at the schedule, because these were on the schedules on the last nights of the of the tournament, we kind of had a feeling that we just circled Tana versus Naito and Okada versus Omega because you're like, look, if this isn't for the finals, come on.
If this wasn't for the whole tournament,
You're
what the
doing
hell?
it wrong.
Yeah.
So but either way, if you get a combination of any four of those dudes in the final, sign me up. Let's do this. Let's do it. Okada doesn't win, right?
Stop telling. What you do is you stop telling me on Twitter that New Japan's the greatest thing on the planet, but you don't subscribe to it.
Yeah.
Subscribe this weekend and
Yeah.
actually watch it.
these four rounds. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm not saying I subscribed.
We're all using someone's password.
Yeah, we certainly
that's okay,
are.
But that's okay.
They're getting some money.
How do you think Netflix is so popular?
I have a freeloader account on
Exactly.
a
Exactly. The last time I checked, there's only about 10,000 subs outside of Japan. So, folks, shut up and actually throw out your money. Your
So,
question, I completely killed it.
On the 11th, you've got Tana versus Naito. On the 12th, you've got Okada versus Omega, and then they're going to wrap the whole thing up on the 13th at 2 a.m. There's probably going to be a whole bunch of other matches that night too, so you could see some other titles on the line. for the G1 Climax Finals.
When's the last time you saw Naito Kenny?
I don't know. It's been a while. I don't
well be the case, sir.
I think they did a thing on the Axis version when they were doing last year's G1. I think they're going through again.
Mm-hmm.
They've got one of these subtitled Naito videos about him and Kenny, and I think that might be the last time they fought each other. It was last year's G1.
About a year ago.
Yeah, last year's G1.
Outside of tags. Yeah.
And so I don't know. I'm amazed. Look, Tanahashi had a bicep injury going into this whole tournament. The fact that they haven't made the story of how the hell his arm isn't falling off of his body at this point.
It's the same thing as Juice's knee. He sold it for 3 weeks, but
he had a legitimate,
very well.
He had a legitimate tear, too. And that's
Tana
what
did, yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I love about this whole thing, too, is because in there treating it like it's a real sporting event, it's like football. When you go from week to week, it's like, I don't know how this team is going to win because they got 5 dudes that are like all-star players that are injured, but they still end up winning 3 weeks in a row. Like Tom Brady suspended for 4 weeks, and they go 3-1. What?
I don't know.
How the fuck did that happen? And then they win almost every other game for the rest of the year because Tom Brady's back. Like, if you don't give a guy, like, look, I played 4 less games and still did better than all you motherfuckers. Get the hell out of here. Really?
But of course you can have people bitch on Twitter that Cutler went to Dolphins. Like, they need a quarterback.
Yeah, he's not Jay Cutler is a better quarterback than
Absolutely.
Colin Kaepernick.
I don't know why people hate it.
Jay Cutler
compared to Colin Kaepernick, absolutely.
That's why people were bitching.
If you look at it, Kaepernick is about as average as you can get. He's not an outstanding quarterback.
Kaepernick is a top 25. He should be a starter. Like, he has enough. The guy went to a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
If you give him the right system, and the guy can move, the guy can throw. In the last 4 games of last season, he did better than most of the top 10 quarterbacks in the league with hot garbage around him. And that's pretty much the prevailing thought, that the 49ers were hot garbage for most of last season, and he made them bearable to watch. There's no reason that he should have gotten... it's a whole thing, dude. There's no reason that guy should not have a starting job in this league. Because you're telling me that the Jets don't have a court spot on that roster for Colin Kaepernick? You are out of your mind.
I think
he can't get a backup
I think
gig.
the heat on him would actually be a positive spin for the Jets. Hey, they're
do anything wrong.
They're unpatriotic and they stink. No, he didn't do it.
That's a drop. They're unpatriotic and they stink. I love it.
America, at least, the United States, at least likes a lovable loser. That's why that's why we still got the Raiders now moving to Vegas.
Oh man, they might actually win a title in the next couple of years. I really want to do a podcast fantasy football league. I don't care if it's like 8 people, because I know I can do it with you, one of the guys I have in the other league. I know Phil Goad said he would be in. We can that's 4 of us. We need 4 more folks. That's all we got to do. Be a fan of the podcast and let us know, and I'll set up a league. We'll do for funs, for fun times,
fun skis,
and then
we'll you're looking for.
We'll maybe make get a goofy title belt out of it or some shit like that. Anyway, the guy can't even get a backup gig. Are you telling me that guy's not good enough to be a backup quarterback?
He blew it.
By doing what?
He blew it.
Doing what? He didn't do anything wrong.
There are people that have PR nightmare.
There are people that have murdered, killed a person, not murder.
This is not the
murder.
same thing.
No,
I'm not at all saying.
Wait. Whoa. You can't get a job for not doing anything, but a guy that's legitimately committed manslaughter can still be in the league.
I'm not saying they're right for not offering him I'm not saying they're correct for not offering him a contract. I'm just saying hate the player, not the game.
But that's my problem. Is you've got guys. You're saying PR.
I said that backwards.
Well,
I am
tired. No, I know what you mean.
Hate the game, not the player.
My problem with that. I know we're getting on a complete side topic here, but there are guys that still have jobs and have been involved with the killing of another person. They committed manslaughter.
Yes.
They are guys that have
they're in
beaten
one
their
form or another responsible
have-
for the wrongful death
correct
of other.
There are
human
other
beings.
guys that have had gun charges and violence charges that have been forgiven and given multiple $million deals.
Yep.
Why are they allowed that when somebody when you have, on the other hand, the guy didn't do any of that.
No.
And he's been a positive role model to kids and people in his community and put his money on the line to show that I really mean what I'm talking about here. Why is that guy, that's pretty much a stand-up citizen from all sides that I've seen, why can't he get a job when he's better at a good portion of a lot of the other guys that are in the league? He can't even get a backup gig? Come on. Really? Really? There's no way that, come on. And you don't talk about sponsors. You don't talk to sponsors when you're hiring guys too, because that's another argument that was thrown out by an owner. It's like, oh, we got to discuss this with our fans and our sponsors.
No, that's
bullshit.
No, he just made that
When
up.
they hired Michael Vick back to $100 million deal after he came out of fucking prison, you discussed that with your fans and your sponsors? Get the fuck out of here.
He repaid his debt to
Bananas.
society, and he's better
This
than
guy
Colin.
doesn't even have a debt to repay.
He's better than Colin Kaepernick. What can I say?
I don't know, man. It's just ridiculous.
That's
to me.
football for you. That's why I watch baseball. Yep. Where baseball
Good
is just
Lord.
like if you piss anything, you're at.
Yeah, they got
baseball.
They had to.
Baseball is ridiculous too. Like not at all. Still giving turning the cheek to Pete Rose. That's
dumb.
That's my biggest complaint.
Dumb.
But I'll tell you what.
Dumb.
Way more patriotic than football. They don't. It's yeah. What can I say?
Anyway,
Can we get back to one of the topics we were going to talk about?
which was what? Which one did you want to hit up next?
I wanted to hit up the Lana story.
All right, so we've pretty much we went through what we got. We got New Japan out of the way. We got all the other stuff nonsense out of the way.
Watching New
Anyway.
Japan this weekend.
Yeah, watching New
that's
Japan
it.
this weekend. Progress. We have that first.
Yes.
Let's go to Progress, and then we'll get to WWE. They're doing their first show. What, outside of England? Not outside of England at all, right?
I'm pretty sure that is the first show outside of the United Kingdom.
Okay, well, if that's the case, we've got our first New York City show. That's for sure.
Oh, I got the card right here. Okay.
I also have the card.
Okay.
I found it.
Good.
I got it back.
Awesome.
3 championships on the line, including the WWE United Kingdom Championship, because it's got to be defended somewhere.
It's a real title. We're not going to screw this up.
We're going to try not to screw this up. Their Atlas Championship #1 contender match is going to be on up for grabs as well. The Atlas Championship, the Tag Team Championships, the UK Kingdom Championship, United Kingdom Championship, and then we're going to have some other fun matches. We're going to have a 3-way match between Mark Andrews, Zach Gibson, Mark Haskins, a tag match between Ginny and Deonna Purrazzo versus Dahlia Black, and one of the reasons I'm going, Dakota Kai, a no disqualification match between Bad Boy Joey Janela.
Spring break.
Yeah, look, if we go to a WrestleMania again, we
have to go to spring break.
Have to go
to spring
Joey Janela spring break in complete white douchey dude attire.
Wait, the
like
card
with the sunglasses, the pastels,
card on
and
paper is going to look terrible. There's a chance it may not look that great.
We have to go.
The party is going to be phenomenal.
Either wrestling tees cut sleeveless so we can bro out,
Oh,
or
yeah,
maybe
we're
some
broing
Matt Riddle bro shirts.
Bro shirts.
We get some bro shirts and the sunglasses and everything. Sandal. Yeah, you got to do it all. Bring a beach ball. Bring a towel over your shoulder. Like, spring. Yeah, all right. Anyway, I'm on a fucking tangent again. Versus Jimmy Havoc in a no DQ match. So somebody's gonna die.
There may be fire.
There definitely may be fire.
Just gonna put that out there.
Pete Dunne takes on Jack Gallagher for the UK Championship. You have the Tag Team Championships of the other members of British Strong Style versus the South Pacific Power Trip, which is a mixed tag team, correctly, if I'm wrong?
Yeah.
They're from
New
Zealand, right?
They got their visas back. Hooray!
Right, that was the problem. They had visas, right? Oh, right, because they kicked them out of Progress by kicking them in the
If you remember, a couple months ago, they had to leave because their visas were up. But they put in there, hey, when you guys want a shot at the tag titles, just let us know.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, you're leaving? Oh, this is the best part. Then no one showed you how we say goodbye. This is how we say goodbye.
Boot party.
Chair, boot party, boot party. Here's the title shot they were promised.
And then for your main event, the Progress Atlas Championship, your champion Walter versus the King of Bros. I'm really excited for that. I want to see Matt Riddle.
Right there.
Yeah, I just want to chant Bros a lot.
Bro.
Yeah,
Bro.
that's all I want to
Bro.
do. And
Bro.
that's and he's a great wrestler on top of that too, which is really cool. So, and he could probably here's the only reason this guy's not going to the WWE. He likes to get real fucking high. Look, until they change that rule, he's not going to WWE.
Yeah.
And he doesn't care.
Doesn't care.
Because he's got UFC money. He's still on the back end of things.
We already
if he's
know.
Smart.
Just look at the Young Bucks. You can make a successful living in
be
pro
rich.
wrestling without having to go to WWE.
Well, that's the thing. Like, everybody forget. Like, I was thinking of this the other day, where people think, oh, like in podcasting and in trying to get into certain things like that, anyone can do anything nowadays, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's the difference between what makes people money and what makes people not have money. You could be the talented person in the world, but if you ain't willing to fucking hustle for it, you're not gonna get shit. And that's the difference between guys like the Young Bucks and guys that are struggling, is the Young Bucks are willing to hustle their ass off, do 4 shows a night, make a ridiculous amount of merch, and please the crowd all day, every day. And that's what gets them a bunch of money. But there are people, and then even in podcasting and all that stuff, that if you're not willing to put the effort and the work in, you're not going to get anything for it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. The best is whenever fans tweet mention wrestlers about stuff they have absolutely zero idea about. Like you might have heard yesterday. Impact Wrestling Sienna was just talking a ton of trash about the feathers and pinkies.
She was
WWE.
because what Charlotte's here's the quick backstory on that one. Sienna, her gimmick is she's got this big feather sort of headdressy type thing that goes around her neck, kind of very
She's
much
been working
looks
at
like
for years.
Yeah, and then she does the thing where pinky's up, where it looks like she's being up better than you and holding her pinky
She's
up
classy
in the air.
as fuck.
Right, exactly. But then Charlotte comes out and she's got this big giant peacock headdress thing. And then she's doing
Becky,
this tea thing, which is
It's different.
I'll give them that, where it's like, oh, they probably weren't thinking about anything like the pinkies up stuff.
Yeah,
but anyway, you were saying
it was. I mean, it's the same. It's like the same thing. I don't think a lot of people understand. It's the same thing as the Hardys ripping on the Revival. It's just talking trash on Twitter, knowing in a perfect world we can have a match to settle all this. Unfortunately, this is not that perfect world. Yeah. And the funny parts are when fans at Sienna about contracts, how supposedly new GFW contracts, they take 10% of your indie deals, which sounds like hot garbage, but in her defense, she goes, yeah, say whatever you want about things you don't know about. I'll go book a tropical vacation. Because you're a bunch of stupid. Enjoy your shitty 9 to 5.
And which is why I try not to bitch too much direct. I can't. I can never bitch to performers.
No, there's no point.
The only thing that I really ever complain about.
Yeah.
Is what I see on TV.
You could totally complain about what you see on TV, but what you hear on the internet, take with a grain of salt, and two,
I try.
You don't know how. You have no idea how much she pulls in.
Right?
You're gonna use the contract thing.
And then here's the other thing too. You never know who's gonna talk back.
Yeah.
Because I had the weirdest. Like, I thought I slipped into a black vortex into another dimension for a second. Because I was just coming out of getting some halal food down the street, and I go. Then look at my phone, and all of a sudden, like, I get a reply from Jay Moore. I'm like, wait, what?
Jay Moore's.
Right, but because I was listening to a podcast and stuff like that, I like listening to his sports show when he had it in L.A. and they did like 3 hours a day of it, and then now he's doing a podcast for him, which is a nice small daily dose of funny and sports, which is great for me. And then all of a sudden, it's like, whoa, he's replying back. Wait, he's pitching a guest? What's happening here? What planet
The
have I
world
evolved
of
onto?
pro wrestling is so big we don't quite realize, or I should say, so small. I guess can't quite realize that. Can't quite just understand that. Like who it reaches in the regular world.
It's
like everybody.
The internet's a wonderful and terrible place all at the same time. And anyway, moving on. Time to the big stuff. SmackDown. SummerSlam is right around the corner, sir. We've got it a week away. All of the cards for everything piling up into all sorts of chaos, and some are a little bit more concrete than others for certain ideas. I want to get some stuff out of the way so I can kind of yell a little bit about it now.
Not directly into the mic, please.
What did you want to cover first in the world of WWE? We've got SummerSlam on the horizon. NXT. The NXT is going to be great.
Yeah,
let's put that out there first.
Can't wait to go to TakeOver.
The final Brooklyn. I'm surprised that this happened, but we're going to go to all three. I didn't expect for that to happen 2 years ago, but all of a sudden we're at all three.
Are we at all three?
Yeah.
Oh, at every
Brooklyn one.
Homecoming Brooklyn show.
It's been great, and we're gonna that card's gonna be awesome. I don't think we're gonna see any disappointment in any of that. We're getting Aleister Black versus oh my God, who's he getting in? Itami, right?
Itami, yep.
Yeah, that's just the undercard. We're getting Bobby Roode, Drew McIntyre, Roderick Strong's gonna be on the show somewhere. There's all sorts of ridiculous talent on that card. So that's gonna start our weekend off. Then I just don't know what Raw's gonna do because they've got a lot of issues.
Apparently, next week is going to be Nia Sasha Banks again to determine number one contender.
It's very much all about Sasha there, right?
Pretty much. Feels like it.
I'm glad we got to see the rest of the
Lady.
for once. You know what I mean?
Toronto is a little kind of dicks about it, though.
But but the Nia Jax match with Mickie James and Dana Brooke
was great. Yeah, they just got destroyed. That's all.
But that was fine. But Mickie James made everybody look amazing in that match.
This close, so close,
and she made Dana Brooke look fantastic. Why are these ladies not on the show? I don't. It just doesn't.
Their time management is just so weird.
I don't know, man.
Just so weird.
I'm I saw Mickie James and Dana Brooke on my Hulu screen. And I'm like, wait, what? All right, this is cool. There's just no story. What's the tag team division story on Raw? Is there one?
Well, there was a growing feud between the Hardys, the Revival, and the Club, but it looks like the Revival is going to be shelved for SummerSlam, pending Scott Dawson getting bicep surgery. Not sure what's going to happen. Club's been on TV and getting wins here and there, which is cool.
I'm going to add them into the Nerds drop.
Absolutely. Like what?
I've been just trying to find. I've been compiling the right audio and video, and I got to work through it soon. But yeah, that's coming soon.
Is that your only complaint about Raw? Well, that and the music. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, good Lord. The music. Going back to, we made this I guess, discovery a few weeks ago. It feels like the WWE went to somebody in the music department and said, everybody needs a refresher. Some people got little tweaks. Some people got brand new music. Some people's are hot fucking garbage.
That Jason Jordan tune is...
it's rough. Baron Corbin...
What was the line? It was someone found the MIDI controller on their computer.
That was me. So I think... I forgot what I think Demon Diva said something about that Lana's saxophone feels like somebody's just figured out the pre-programmed tunes on a keyboard, on a Casio keyboard. And I'm like, nah, somebody in the audio department finally found the MIDI controller. But
way to nerd it up.
Well, yeah, exactly. Everybody got the joke. Shut up. But Baron Corbin took a drop in his music too. I don't know what happened there. It kind of got spooky and weird and less intense.
I was totally digging it.
For the guy that was considered the most metal guy by Revolver magazine, he's got a non-metal song now.
He took a chill in his music department. I don't know what happened there, but
he just went. This is the softer side of Baron Corbin. He put out an acoustic album.
Everyone puts out one of those.
Everybody puts out one.
Everyone puts that one.
I hope his music gets better because that's I don't know.
You're going to be hearing it when he's cashing in and becoming world champ one day.
Yeah. But who else? Cass's is kind of.
Oh, they tweaked it. It got a little better.
But who
But
else
that's not
was,
even like music.
the Usos, on the other hand, amazing,
fantastic. Not a complaint at all.
Hits every spot perfectly for me on that one.
Before we get into them, let's finish the complaint list.
Oh yeah,
we're getting
yeah.
a shark cage match.
I can't believe we're
SummerSlam.
getting a shark cage match again.
Another
Are you
one-
kidding me?
Another one in less than a year,
I don't understand.
Less than a year, we're getting another one.
2017, year of the shark cage.
right?
I don't understand. Why is there a shark cage match? This is the third shark cage match I've seen in under a year.
It's like
Because we got the TM 61 one.
that was Thanksgiving last year.
Right, but in the span of... So if we go from there, it hasn't been more than a year.
Yeah, it's been less
and
than
we're
a year.
going to get
They can't-
three.
There's-
We're going to get three. Because we had Jericho
Oh,
in the
I
shark
forgot about
cage.
that one. I was like, I was not counting that
How
one.
did you not remember
that
Jericho
was Royal
in the
Rumble,
shark
right?
cage?
That was Royal
Yeah,
Rumble.
it
I
was-
blocked that in my head so quickly.
I don't
stupid it
know why they're... I guess he's a certified G Pinata? A G... I don't know. There's
Is
a
he
word...
that much of a problem? They have to put him in a cage. Like I understand. I kind of understand Paul Ellering in a cage because
Right.
that guy walks around with chains in his pocket.
Right.
He's a problem, but I don't know. We got to sell some toys apparently.
Delete! Delete! Delete!
That's what I have to say about that one. I'm not a fan. It might be okay, but track record shows. There's a track record for that one, and
It's
I'm not
kinda lame.
happy about it.
That's in the ham department. That's where you file that.
Yuck. In the U for yuck department.
Is Dusty ghostwriting Raw now? What's going
yes,
on?
I'm aware that that's a U and a Y. Shut up. Nerds at home. It's funnier the other way. Anyway, the only other thing I really didn't really enjoy for this week when we're getting all the non-enjoyed stuff out of the way, the Jinder Randy match. Why?
I think
why?
I
Doesn't make
thought about it.
sense.
I think that was to show you that Jinder can lose when he's by himself. He was by himself.
All right, I guess. But couldn't you do I don't know. Couldn't you do that with somebody else and then, like, let's say Shinsuke loses.
For considering is that the only real complaint for SmackDown?
It just didn't.
I think it was.
Here, yeah, pretty much. But my point for
let it slide, and seeing as
I
we
don't
still got
know.
another
No, I
week of
can't let
TV,
it slide. I'm going to talk a little bit about it.
Let that one. I'm saying just let that one slide a
I
little bit.
let a
It
lot
will-
of things slide, dude.
SmackDown things happen for a reason. Sometimes it's not immediate.
If that's the
but you
point that they were
typically
getting,
find out within a week or so of why they did it.
All right.
Same thing we were talking about before with the Lana
Because
story.
because
Makes
it's
more sense when you give it time.
All right, because it's SmackDown, I'll listen to you this time and I'll let it go. but it doesn't really. It doesn't make sense, especially after the long, drawn-out feud that we just had with the Punjabi prison and everything.
Yeah.
2 weeks later, you give him a main event for no stakes at all. For
television.
what?
Well, that's
That's what I mean. It
It's
just
like the
doesn't
same thing when you were first a little hot about
Yuck.
the Last Man Standing match.
I wasn't
This
hot
was a
about that. I'm
well,
just
no,
saying,
no,
like,
you weren't hot about it.
like, why are we
were
getting
critical of it because it's like, why are we having this? Well, I'll tell you why we having this. Because the SummerSlam card for Universal title is already set, and these guys got to see each other every day at work.
Yeah, I
They
guess.
can't
Fine, that's fine.
enjoy each other's company. Have a match. Beat the shit out of each other. Whatever. As long as you don't touch the champion before SummerSlam.
no one can touch Brock.
Not even Ms. TV learned that valuable lesson, which was
It was a great segment.
great way
it was
to
a
start
great
that show.
segment.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, and here's one of my concerns. Not a gripe. This is a concern that I have for Monday Night Raw. We are 2 weeks away from SummerSlam, correct?
Yes.
Who the fuck is challenging for the Intercontinental title?
No idea. Not
Like,
a clue.
I have no idea
They haven't
anymore.
sorted that one out yet.
None. Nobody.
They're afraid if they book it, that guy will get hurt. That might be what's going on. I don't know. We'll book it last minute on a weekend via Facebook and Twitter. That's what they do nowadays.
I just
Like
feel
I get it. Like I get it, but that was that's my complaint.
My only gripe is that you've got time.
Yeah.
You've got time to sell. I mean, The Miz is on TV every week, but in the last 2 weeks, it's been more about Dean and Seth than the Intercontinental title and the Miztourage or anything.
Do you want to take a second and talk about TV?
What do you mean?
The other story going around this.
Oh
week
yeah, no, I
was
was
their
no,
TV deals.
I have that in my head.
Okay,
to
good.
go. Yeah, no,
Okay, good.
I'm gonna hit that up in a second when we talk about time and stuff like that. But I just feel like you've got The Miz, who's being a great Intercontinental Champion, and this also
didn't bring his title to the ring. Didn't bother.
right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know why you wouldn't. That seems like an odd choice to
I
me.
thought this was the
would've-
Intercontinental Championship
World Tour.
World Tour.
Yeah,
What happened to
that
it?
didn't. That didn't sit right with me so
take a
much.
break?
I
Did
guess.
he lose in his luggage?
I mean, I know Brock's in the ring, and it's about Brock at that point, but you're a champion too.
Maybe someone said, don't put the Intercontinental because you don't want to put those two in the same ring. And since you're about to get destroyed, now
Make it
have the
look
Intercontinental
bad.
Champion
All right.
get
I could see that.
demolished.
I'm
He's got
hoping-
F5s out nearly out of his shoes.
I'm hoping that was the reason.
Yeah, I think that was Bo landed so hard, so fucking hard.
But they're all.
I'm like,
I love the bit. It was great.
It was
I just want to see more, like, because the story ended up becoming more about Dean and Seth than the Intercontinental title.
What titles are hot right now?
The U.S. title is the
US
hottest title
title's
in the
hot
company.
right now.
The U.S. title is the hottest title in the WWE
Followed by
right
followed by SmackDown tags, followed by women's title, followed by Universal.
now. Which women's title?
SmackDown women's title. SmackDown and Raw around the same pace. The only problem
I
with
would
the Raw
say.
one
I would
is
say, in order of presentation and story importance, right now, the U.S. title's the U.S. title's like
Agreed.
1 or 2.
Agreed.
The Universal title's 1 or 2 because you're giving a major SummerSlam event to it. The
Yeah.
World title is like 3 or 4. And then you've
enough.
got the NXT titles after that. The tag titles are maybe top 5 or 6
I'm going
for
to disagree.
SmackDown.
I think world title is kind of up there with Universal in the aspect that we're going to have Shinsuke Nakamura in a
the
title
Jinder
match at
Mahal
SummerSlam.
pulls it down a little bit.
Oh,
No,
God, let it
no.
go.
I'm just saying. Just
Let it
no.
go.
I'm just saying. If you look at all the other people in the top 4 titles, there we'll go Universal, World, IC, US. Right, those 4 titles.
Yeah.
If you think of all the individuals involved with any of those, the caliber of superstar involved in the WWE title right now, Jinder Mahal is on the low end of the spectrum of all of them. It just is. He doesn't have enough. He doesn't have enough body of work
I think we'd agree on
to
this.
establish
U.S.
that.
number 1,
Absolutely.
world title, Universal 2, 3,
Yeah, it's splitting hairs.
ladies, and then tags dead last. Only because even though SmackDown tag division is
Both
pretty
ladies-
awesome right now, Raw is kind of just.
I don't know
lingering.
what's up with the Raw tag.
I don't know
titles
what's
right
up
now.
with the bar. They're just.
I guess
doing singles matches.
maybe they're turning that into Dean and Seth are a tag team now, and they go against
They
the
could.
bar because they've been having their issues with them.
Yeah.
That has slowly moved away from the Miz, and now we're gonna maybe we get
It's like a good tag story.
They're-
It comes
they're-
slowly creeping up out of nowhere.
and we might see Shield. I guess they're doing Shield 2.0. I don't want them to call it the Shield.
I don't think they're going to call it the Shield. There's just going to be Dean and Seth because those are still
They're gonna get individual
very big
entrances.
single stars, and they're not going to make them a team again.
Yeah. They could have a tag team run that goes over 6 months, though, and be entertaining.
They could, but I don't.
Could you imagine them versus
sure-
the Hardys?
I'm
That'd be
sure-
awesome.
I'm sure if I tweeted it, we can get enough people agreeing that tag titles are tag wrestling is a lower priority right now.
Oh yeah,
for
sure. But it always.
WWE.
But that's fine. It should be, to me. The tags should be
Nothing on the talent.
It should either be a hot middle of the show match
It should.
or a hot open.
You know what was absolutely fuego was I went back in the archive after hearing the Nia Jax interview. And
Oh,
Talk
yeah,
Is
for
Jericho,
London.
And he asked, "What's your favorite match?" And I said it had to have been against Bayley at the London Takeover. And I said, "Yeah, that was a great show. Let me go back. Oh my God! It started with ladies with Asuka just kicking the crap out of Emma." It went right after that into the tag match. It was Enzo and Cass versus a Revival. If you got some people out there so like, oh, Enzo's a singles, rewatch that match.
Yeah.
And you'll go, well,
Yeah, man.
he is a very strong singles
Certainly
competitor.
is.
It's just that they went from NXT
To land
to
giants.
WWE. WWE is not going to treat them the same exact way.
They just don't view tags as of a high of importance.
It's
Which
different
is
guys.
weird because
It's
if
different
they,
guys writing
if
the
they
show.
make it a money issue, look at your tag team champions.
Yeah.
They've made you
The New Day makes you millions.
millions of dollars.
Millions.
Millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. Millions of dollars.
He still has a job, I checked.
Still has a job.
He still does have a job. He still works here, which is good. We got to get him on Titus Worldwide. Dude, they're getting a T-shirt.
Good.
It's becoming legit.
I've seen the T-shirt.
Yes, it's becoming legit.
But Dean and Seth versus somebody like the Hardys, that'd be an awesome match.
It absolutely
Tell
would.
me that wouldn't be a great
It
match.
absolutely would. It's a match that we have to see.
Yeah, and I would love to see. You can have Dean and Seth take a 6-month run with the titles and have that be fire.
Dude, I'm pretty sure they're going to have to go through the Hardys before they even have a shot.
Oh
at the
yeah.
bar.
Oh yeah.
So that's going to be hopefully coming up
Sign
next
me
week.
up.
That's hopefully next Monday. We'll see. Who knows what's going to happen?
Can we talk about the Fashion Files for just a moment?
Yes, let's talk about that.
This is the greatest thing on television. I will fight you on it.
Oh, they got great anal probes. I mean,
Wardrobes.
That's the word.
What? You should have named him Arn. Crying laughing. Arn Anderson shows up out of nowhere looking for catering. And then confesses to
You're damn right I did it.
You're damn right I killed
We all know
Toad.
I was the real horse of that. I was the real horse of that group.
Haas.
Sorry, Haas of that group.
Don't mess with Arn. I want him to be a regular part of this show. And can we talk about how great the Ascension are in these little bits? Like, they start from legitimately just saying they want to get on TV.
They were just here to get pie.
No, but I mean, we just wanted to get on the show.
Yeah.
And then it's exactly what they've done. And I love when you see guys that are doing stuff like that.
When he's describing the dream, and he goes, "Yeah, that sounds right. We definitely do something cool like that." What?
Don't you guys want to know what happened to Dango?
No. Came for the pie.
Came for pie.
Pie.
And then Arn jacking donuts from them at the end of it. This is the one. See what I mean? Like, when everybody says all of this, like, Joey Ryan dick stuff and all these other things, how much fun is the Fashion Files? It's fucking wrestling.
It's the same
It's not Cinema
department.
Veritas here.
It's the same department. I'm sure those same people bitch about that too.
Good.
I'm sure they do.
Get your non-fun having selves out of here.
If you bitch about dick money, but not about fashion peaks, you're not being consistent.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
It's the most
I don't think you're
bizarre
being
shit
consistent at all.
ever, but it's hilarious.
If you're going to tell me the difference is what happens in a ring and a backstage segment, then go fuck yourself. Come on.
They
Just
don't
let it
have backstage segments on these other shows. So, no. Exactly, Josh.
go. Tired. This nonsense.
So we've got number one contenders for the Universal title. We've got a fatal four-way versus Brock Lesnar. We hopefully will see Brock Lesnar lose this title.
I don't think
because I don't want him to keep
What's
it
that
hostage.
stipulation again? There's a
fatal
special
four-way.
step. No, there's a special step. If Brock loses, he's leaving
WWE.
WWE.
We'll see.
I don't think necessarily that's going to happen.
I don't buy that for real.
No, of course, it's Paul Heyman making shit up. The only time he told you the truth is when Taker lost. That's the only time he told you the truth, because he rubbed it in your face for a year after that.
I don't know. Anybody can win that match, to be honest with you.
I'd be happy with any result.
Yeah, kind of. Well, except for Roman. I just don't need to see him have it.
Especially Roman.
You'll have a riot on your hands.
That's fine.
You'll have I would.
Raw fans are dicks. I'm fine with
it. I want Braun Strowman to rule that division like the monster he is, and I will cheer every second of it. I want him to throw more chairs like he did in that last man standing match. I want Samoa Joe to choke bitches out. Mm-hmm. I want it all. That's fine. Like, the match is going to be crazy.
Look, it will be. I don't want to be a negative Nancy.
Okay.
But if you look at the last couple Universal title, the last couple SummerSlams, I was going to say Universal titles.
Right.
That's fine. Last couple SummerSlams, there was always a head scratcher where everyone said,
true.
"What the fuck?"
True.
And so I'm sure that's going to end.
We're going to have plenty of fun in SummerSlam. Don't get me wrong. The U.S. title is going to be probably the match of the night. There's really going to be no question about that.
Very well could be.
What was the thing that I was seeing? Who did John? It looks like John Cena, Baron Corbin as well.
That could very well be.
I'm okay with that.
That could be the match to make you forget about Corbin for a while,
right? Because he gets
potential.
AA'd to death.
Yeah.
Early on in the show, and then Baron Corbin after Shinsuke maybe beats Jinder Mahal.
Because I don't see Corbin beating John Cena.
No,
Absolutely
not. No. But I could see him cashing in that night because, as you said it in the car ride over, Shinsuke's been introduced to the briefcase a few times already. He knows his name. He knows where he lives.
He knows exactly what that briefcase feels like. He felt it on his face.
And you know what? I'd be okay with that. You get a triple threat for the new crowned.
No, he's gonna take that from him after he.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying.
Wins.
Like if Baron Corbin sneak attacks Shinsuke when he wins on Sunday, if he wins on Sunday.
Yes.
This is just me booking it out. Like, all right, so we say Shinsuke has a real hard match. He's got like a knee injury that he somehow gets a Kinshasa off on. Baron Corbin, sneak attack after the confetti falls because Shinsuke wins. And then 1, 2, 3, boom, game over. Triple threat rematch because Jinder Mahal's owed a rematch because he lost. Shinsuke is owed a rematch because he lost. And Baron Corbin's the new champion. So your next pay-per-view you build towards, or even the next night on Tuesday, you have a triple threat main event for your World Heavyweight Championship. I like it. I think it's a great idea.
Let's go with it.
I'm okay. Like it, considering that SmackDown generally uses simple logic to deal out their matches. They don't go
out of their way to swerve you here and there.
Did we really get into the Lana bit? At all?
No,
I've
been trying.
Let's get into Lana before we get out of here. Because then going into their storytelling and how they usually generally use that's one of the few places where they've been a little bit more subtle. And I like it.
Absolutely.
Because Lana's delusional.
It's not the biggest story. It's just a slow-moving story.
Yeah, I like it.
She is absolutely delusional. The little, if you haven't seen it, they're on YouTube. The pre-fight,
and they brought it up on the show, too.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to challenge Charlotte tonight.
Well,
Good luck with that.
Before that, she so backhandedly compliments Tamina that she looks at her, it's like, this bitch right here. She's like, I'm going to kill this. Are you kidding me? That's the face that she gives her. It's like, this one right. And there was a great line. It's like, was Tamina's dragon trying to escape and she was just trying to hold it down? It made me laugh. So, but it shows that, like, because Lana goes and says, I want to be more like you, but I will be a more ravishing, beautiful version, and, like, just shit talks her while saying she wants to be like her, and then believes her own bullshit in the moment and says, I'm going to challenge Charlotte. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Your funeral again,
Charlotte
dummy.
Charlotte corpsing? Better send in the man.
And when she gets back, it's like, nah, you're going to learn something finally. And that's kind of what we were hoping was going to happen. And it's just, I love the fact that they're doing this.
They haven't been very clear about what they're going to do, and they made it more clear last night.
It's like, oh, this chick has zero self-awareness. Yeah. She just thinks she's awesome because she says she's awesome. It's like, no, you're hot, but you don't know how to do this yet. And I like that
You
story.
stink, but you know how to get what you want.
Exactly.
And that's what I need from you.
Right.
That's
right.
what's gonna
I
be.
need a manager.
Yeah. You want to know why Ava Marie was let go? Because we have her replacement. But the difference is her replacement can actually wrestle.
Right.
They're just doing an angle where she doesn't because
and everybody's
she's
like, oh, she doesn't even know how to wrestle. No, that's the point.
It's the same thing as when Cherry Bomb went to Impact. She became Allie, a secretary for Ms. Maria. It's like it was like learning it was like starting from scratch.
Yeah, and the character's not supposed to know.
Yeah, it took
That's the
time.
whole point.
It took a long time before she had singles
Right.
matches, and that's the same thing what's going to happen here, except she's just going to have matches and be terrible.
And that's been the same thing that's happened to Lana also, though, too. It's like, it was a long time before she got into the ring,
Yeah.
and now her gimmick that she's getting into the ring is she's overconfident, believes her own own bullshit, really, like, because everybody's like, oh, you're great, you're ravishing, you're this, that, and the other. Like, she believes. She doesn't believe anybody when she tells her she's not good.
Yeah, it's a great angle that no one else is doing right now.
Right.
It's perfect. I like
and
it.
Then
it's great.
Make yourself look like you don't know what you're doing because you aren't at the top of this division. There are 4 ladies that'll beat the crap out of you before you get there. And hopefully this turns into like, all right, this is how they're like teaching each other the side of the thing that they're missing. And I like it. It could look. If this is, why are we bitching about it?
It's like a buddy cop.
Yeah,
it's like a buddy cop
like
movie.
A bad buddy cop.
It's exactly what it is. Don't complain about it. Enjoy it.
Book
At
it,
least
Django.
they're actually getting TV time on like 4 other ladies on
that
Raw.
have to just hope that they get an injury at the top, and they're not doing Bayley any favors all of a sudden. Like, I don't know what they don't know what to do with Bayley. It's obvious.
The writing does seem confusing.
They're not helping her.
Absolutely.
Bayley comes out there, and it's just a dead spot on the mic all of a sudden because we never got told her story properly. They just assumed everybody knew. They assumed everybody was going to go along. Why is she a hugger? Why is this character existing the way she does? Nobody. If you go with what's happened on TV on Monday Night Raw, they have never said.
They did tell that story very shittily.
But I mean, when we had her in NXT, we knew why this character was the way she was. She's a hugger. She's this, that, all that. The reason is because I'm a crazy fangirl and I'm freaking out.
I know how to positively spin this situation. What led to the first Brooklyn takeover for Bayley up until that match?
Kinda, yeah.
A legit injury that she recovered from, and then just started beating everybody to get that shot.
Yeah, because she's made to look bad. So, yeah, we could build. You could build that story again.
This could be a very positive thing for her right
be.
now. Is taking a break, and when she comes back, we're going to be way more welcoming.
Yeah, but you got to do it right. She can't just show up and get a title shot again. Like that's what happened here. Like, she got shown to be lacking the killer instinct in the kendo stick match. She's been beaten in singles competition outside of that. So why all of a sudden out of nowhere would she just win and get a title match?
It's like they purposely broke her down and then she literally broke.
Right, but it makes her look weak. It makes her look like she doesn't know what she's doing. So when she comes back, she is more of an underdog because she. So
that's every fan complaining about Bayley right now. It's just the way they're using her to make zero sense.
If they do it right when she comes back and actually put her in matches against the rest of the women in the division instead of immediately beating Alexa, Nia, and all of a sudden having a champion, like, it would make sense to just rush it right back. Anyway. Anything else that we missed or needed to get to or that you remember? Because I think we're
the TV story.
Oh, yeah, the other TV story. We're kind of over time.
You're like, hey, do you have more time? Nah, we don't have any.
But I mean, because I feel like it's going to be like another long
Here's the whole point of the story.
Yeah.
Their TV deals are expiring soon. So what if WWE moved to social media to do their shows?
Correct. Well, the thing was, there was a question posed to Bill Simmons on a podcast somewhere. He's a writer. He's at HBO shows, worked for ESPN.
Yeah.
And he was going into that no major sports company has their television broadcast rights coming up for at least the next decade. And the only ones are the UFC and the WWE, and they're coming up in the next few years. So he put it off as, why would you go to TV again? Like, it doesn't make any sense because you can potentially make a deal with Facebook for like double.
Who just touted to all their shareholders. They're at. I said touted.
Yeah, no.
Oh, I said tout. Who was just showboating to all their shareholders that they're at 2 billion strong worldwide.
Yeah. So the idea would be to maybe get a deal with somebody like that and just do all of their content on Facebook.
Yeah.
But you would have
to do shows as long as you want to do them.
Right.
You're not tied to 3 hours.
You are tied to, and you make the deal for advertising and everything through Facebook. And if they can say double what USA is giving them and say, oh, you're free to do however many hours or little hours as you want, so you don't have to do a 3-hour show. It gives you so much more freedom to do whatever the hell you want because you're not beholden to television time breaks and tops of the hour and all those things.
And if you look at ratings, I don't think a lot of their fans are watching it on TV. It's
Right.
mostly social
and
media.
you can make that on demand very easily. You can put that make the deal to have all episodes of Raw or something immediately available on the network itself or via wherever you want it to. They have 38 million followers on Facebook. That's a lot of money to just leave sitting there. When you can be at this point, you can be direct to your consumers at that point. Like, why? It makes no sense to not do it.
Let's move away from 10 million a week to 38 every week.
Yeah, and all you have to do, everyone's got a Facebook account. Just ta-da! There you go. You would just have to change the whole, like, if they did something where there was like a chat room. Well, maybe they could do that too.
Yeah, they could totally do it. I don't know.
The logistics of it,
there's a lot of wiggle room.
I just don't want to see floating thumbs up and happy faces coming across my screen as I'm doing.
Oh, like on Periscope?
Like on Facebook Live.
Oh no! Oh yeah.
Because when you go Facebook Live, you got blah, 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 things floating across the screen. I don't want any of that stuff.
If you swipe, I think it takes away the chat box.
I don't want to even deal with it. Just like make it TV, but just again, it's a very interesting story. If they do it, they'll do it right.
With.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
They're
already the best at social media over everybody.
Mm-hmm. They should. It's something to consider for sure. TV is not what it used to be, and
absolutely
that's not. If you have that direct line and you can make the same amount of money. It's like the thing that we said earlier in the show. If you've got the hustle and you've got the product, people will pay for it. People will get there. And they're not doing it by TV anymore.
You just got to go where the people are.
Right.
Social
and
media.
If they're
not on television.
And if they're going to give you as much or more than the people at TV are doing and giving you more freedom, it's a no-brainer.
You don't want to see little thumbs up flying through the screen. You know what I don't want to see? Random 15-second commercials in the middle of a 2-minute video.
Like yeah.
You just got, hopefully you just
I'm sure they'll
just be smart with it.
Yeah, because they'll fit ads and sponsors in there and stuff like that. But again, if they're going to get the same money as they do with TV,
I want to skip advertising. God damn it! It's turning into a South Park episode. You can't avoid the ads. First they were pop-up blockers, and now they're clickbait.
At the WHBC on Twitter, Facebook.com/World Heavyweight Podcast, WorldHeavyweightPodcast.podbean.com. This is Progress this weekend. If you're at the show in New York City, say hi. We're going to be there.
If not, Progress, that show will be on Twitch.
Ta-da! New Japan G1 Finals this weekend. Next week, Summerslam weekend. It's almost upon us.
Oh, we're going to the last takeover
yeah,
for
this
Brooklyn.
is a busy couple of weekends for us. If you guys like Game of Thrones, check out Say It Ain't Snow on Guest Digital Network. Use the promo code SNOW. I'm Howie Farewell. That over there is Josh Rivera. We'll see you guys next week.
Statler?
Yeah, what?
Is that it?
Yes, it's over. How'd you like it?
I don't know. I slept through the whole thing.
Well, you didn't miss much.
It's over!